In the previous message, we explored the foundational truth that God places us in our garden, our unique sphere of influence and responsibility, and gives us a clear job description to work and keep the garden. We learned that working means cultivating what God has entrusted to us, while keeping involves protecting and stewarding it faithfully. This partnership with God is essential for living out His purpose. But now the question arises, how do we actually work the garden? What does it look like to step into our God-given assignment, whether in secular work, ministry, or both? That brings us to today's focus. Work the garden. God's assignments for work fall into two broad categories. Number one, secular work. Number two, ministry work. Some people are called to operate fully in one of these, like Peter, who focused entirely on ministry. Others, like Paul, serve in both spheres. Paul balanced his secular work as a tent maker with his ministry work, which shows that even secular work can glorify God when aligned with His purpose. For example, consider a full-time medical doctor. Their primary job is to provide care for patients. But alongside this, they have an opportunity to share God's love, offer encouragement, and strengthen the faith of those they serve. In this way, their secular work becomes a platform for ministry. The work you do isn't just a task, it's an expression of who God made you to be. When you are in the right job, it allows your gifts, intellect, and efforts to flourish. But in the wrong occupation, these God-given talents can wither, leading to frustration, unfulfillment, and even despair. In Genesis 3:17-19, Adam's removal from the garden, where he was designed to thrive, shows what happens when we are disconnected from God's purpose. Instead of enjoying the fullness of life, Adam experienced toil and struggle. Similarly, when we are misaligned with God's will in our work, we may feel drained, dissatisfied, and disconnected. Jesus perfectly modeled what it means to walk in alignment with God's will. In John 4:34, He said, "My food is to do the will of Him who sent me, and to finish His work." For Jesus, the satisfaction of fulfilling God's purpose sustained Him like food sustains the body. He found fulfillment because His work was fully aligned with the Father's will. This raises an important question for us. In your current job or occupation, are you doing the will of God? Whether your work is secular, ministry, or a combination of both, you should align with His purpose for your life. Your work as a mission field. If your work falls entirely in the secular sphere, don't think it's any less important in God's eyes. Your workplace can be your mission field. Like Paul, you can use your work environment to demonstrate integrity, share encouragement, and point others to Christ. Whether you're a teacher, engineer, businessman, or artist, your secular work has eternal significance when done for God's glory. Take time today to reflect on your current work. Does it align with God's purpose for your life? Are you able to use your gifts fully and glorify God through your efforts? If not, it may be time to seek His guidance and take steps towards realigning your occupation with His will. Remember, Jesus said, "My food is to do the will of Him who sent me." Fulfillment comes not from the type of work we do, but from knowing we're in the center of God's will.